her choices don't just affect her anymore. So is she a little more measured? Probably. Does she have time to worry so much about, herself or picking on herself? Not as much. But similar, familiarly, she is concerned about if she's measuring up, and we all relate to that.
Everything all right, Mrs. Darcy?
Oh my God.
Hiya.
I've climbed a magical man tree.
Hello.
After almost a decade, Bridget Jones is back on our TV screens. Renée Zellweger makes her return for the final installment in Michael Morris's Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy. Others who are set to return and reprise their roles are Hugh Grant and Emma Thompson, along with some new faces joining the franchise. The new film follows Bridget wrestling with grief 4 years after Mark Darcy was killed while on a humanitarian trip in Sudan. However, Bridget pledges to live life to the fullest once more after a dashing 29-year-old named Rockster, played by Woodall, comes along and gives her the summer of pure distraction.
Rockster's maybe a lot more front-footed and honest about how he feels from the start, and is very flirtatious with her, and allows his smile for her to come through, and he's just sort of he's a go-getter.
And it's not a Bridget Jones story without another love interest in the mix, because her chemistry with science teacher Mr. Wallaker, played by Ejiofor, is only getting more electric.
It's even though he finds Bridget, I think initially very chaotic, and the way that she sort of, the sort of world around her is a bit destabilizing, I think he does come to understand, quite quickly just the inherent values of those things. And I also think that she sees in him that the sensitivity and the care that he takes, as an educator, and how seriously he takes that responsibility.
While we all know Bridget to be full of humor and quirkiness, this new film revolves a lot around the grief of losing her husband.
And you're never the same after you experience loss. And how does that manifest? Your perspective changes, your values change, how you communicate, and what you want in your life inevitably changes as well. And now we're talking about, a mother. So her choices don't just affect her anymore. So is she a little more measured? Probably. Does she have time to worry so much about, herself or picking on herself? Not as much. But similar, familiarly, she is concerned about if she's measuring up, and we all relate to that,
Zellweger also talks about missing pal Colin Firth on set of the final installment.
It was just so sad thinking this character that I love, and I love Mark and Bridget, was no more. But also, just as my friend, I've shared this experience with him for 25 years, and that was coming to an end. That was, that really snuck up on me in a really heavy way.
Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy is streaming exclusively on Peacock February 13th. This is The Hollywood Reporter News.